Oh, hey! Good to see you, high school band. I sometimes get songs stuck in my head. Well, that's a lie. All the time. But this time, I think you guessed by the way I'm dressed. Zoot Riot is going in my head, and that one is just makes you want to snap your fingers. You may be asking yourself, what the heck is a zoot suit? I myself had to do a little research on this. A zoot suit is a man's suit that's exaggerated. So think back in the 40s, some guys used to dress in suits like this normally, except a little bit longer on the bottom, kind of filled out, maybe bigger clothes. You think that maybe, wearing big clothes is new nowadays? No, this was happening back in the 40s. So bigger suits. A lot of guys at that time would wear suspenders to keep their pants up as opposed to belts. I'm of course wearing blue because what else? Manson. And anyway, that's what a zoot suit is. You can check out some movies that where people are wearing zoot suits. Dick Tracy, which was a comic character. You could also check out the musical Guys and Dolls. A lot of people wearing zoot suits in that. And also, a little more recently, you could see Jim Carrey, the actor in The Mask. He's wearing a yellow zoot suit. Funny thing, zoot suits were actually illegal during World War II. And I had to look up why they were illegal at that time. And the reason is because they used extra fabric. The nation at that time was trying to use the least amount of fabric as possible because they needed it for the war. So zoot suits were illegal because they used too much fabric. All right, today's lesson is going to be on the beginning to 8, but actually we're going to really focus on the end because they're really similar. So you can kind of take what we learn about the end and put it into the very beginning to measure 8. But really what I'm going to be playing for you are the last few measures, pretty much starting at the coda. So as you're reading along, check out where it says coda. It should be at the very bottom of your music. Some things to be thinking about before I start playing. This entire piece is in what we call swing feel, which really has to do with the 8th notes. Instead of the 8th notes being 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it's going to be 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba. So kind of a relaxed feel for all the 8th notes. It's going to be a lot of fun to play that. Some other things that we want to check out here. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to notes that are sharps, notes that are regular naturals, and notes that are flats, that weird B sign that you see. Okay, so really pay close attention. Fingerings will change because of that. There are staggered entrances, meaning people coming in at different times. And the last two measures, actually the last measure specifically, we're going to be all playing different notes. So you want to make sure that you're getting your exact correct note. Okay, so let's go all the way to the coda. I'm actually going to start with one of the most important parts throughout this entire piece, and that's the tom part. So if you're playing the quints or the quads, your part is super duper important. So imagine you're on the quints or quads, and here's how your part goes. Do do dee dee, do dee dee, do dee dee, do dee, boom. 2, 3, 4, dee ba do do. Brrrr, and a nice roll at the end. Notice that those 8th notes I did not play straight. It was do ba do ba do ba do ba. Let me do that one more time. Do do dee dee, boo dee dee, do dee dee, boo dee, bum. 2, 3, 4, do ba do ba. Brrrr. And again, a nice roll at the end. We're starting with the percussion because percussion, you start the piece. All right, going to the bass drum part, starting at the coda. which is the last 5 measures. Bass drums, you're going to sound like this. 1, 2, a 4. 1, 2, a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, roll. Okay? Moving on to the snare part. Snares, you're going to be starting on the rim and then go to the head. Okay? So it's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then roll. And it's a long note at the end there. Looking at the cymbal part, a lot of stuff on beat 2 and beat 4, but the last 2 measures are a little bit different. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. And then kind of a wishy-washy whoosh at the end. Okay? Alright. Now we get into all the different parts. I'm going to play a bunch of different instruments for this video. They're going to sound really, really similar, but some of the entrances and the last note are going to sound different. Here's the flute part. You have 2 measures rest, so I'm just going to play the last 3 measures for you. Okay, here we go, flutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice that there is a forte piano so on the last note, so I came in hard and then dropped down and then a little bit of a crescendo toward the end. Flutes, you'll want to pay attention to the E natural, okay? So that ring finger is going to be up, and after that E natural we have an F sharp. So we're going to be going E natural, then F sharp. The last note, high D, which is the rock on fingering. Okay? Alright, moving on. Here's the clarinet part. Pretty similar. Now you could do the high B for the last note, or there's also a G. You have an option. Either one of those will sound really, really cool. You also want to watch out. There is a low F sharp, and then you have a high F sharp register key. 1, 2, 3, middle. And then you also have a G sharp, a high G sharp register key. 1, 2, 3, and pinky right there, this guy. Okay? So watch out for those notes. They're your friends. All right, moving on to the alto part here at the end. Just adjust the strap here. I bet you're wanting to get a Zoot suit yourself now. They're fun. All right, here we go. Now, I actually made a mistake. I played an F natural. No. Okay, the last note is actually an F sharp. You could also play a D sharp as the last note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, top pinky. Okay. All right. Moving down the woodwind line here. Here's the tenor sax part. I'm going to play on my professional bass clarinet. Now, tenor sax, you'll notice that you actually start on beat 2 of the last 3 measures. So you're going to rest on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let me try that again. 2, 3, 4, 1. Love bass clarinet. Okay, I think we are on to the first trumpet part here. Here's the first trumpet part. 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, we start on beat 1. difference in trumpet parts. Second trumpet, your last note is here. And third trumpet, your last note is right here, G sharp. Rock on, baby. Okay, moving on to the trombone part. Here's the trombone part, the last three measures, starting right here, second position E. Also starting on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me try that again. 2, 3, 4. Nope. 2, 3, 4. I just showed you right there, it's okay to make mistakes. Just pick yourself back up and keep on trying. Alright, and finally, the tuba / contralto or bari sax part. Here's the last two measures. You wait until the very last two to come in. Alright, class. Miss you. Hope you're making some great music. It's been great to hear from so many of you. Keep washing those hands, and we'll see you for lesson number 2, where we're going to learn what the Zoot Suit Riot was. It was an actual event. Happy practicing.